Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show?
We don't talk about Jada.
I know Will very well, and I love him. I think he's a great man. And if anybody insulted my wife, I'd be pretty angry too.
So it turns out that Chris Rock making a joke about Jada is not the first time he's been coming for her. He's been doing it for years, and the real reason behind it is absolutely weird. What is really going on here? Unless you've been living under a rock or you've been cut off from the rest of the world, then I'm willing to bet that you've heard about how Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars in front of the entire world. Will got mad at Chris because Chris mocked Jada for being bald and calling her G.I. Jane.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
And baby, Will was not having none of this, so he walked on stage, smacked the stars out of Chris, and asked him to keep Jada's name out his mouth.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
And the internet wastes no time, y'all, because the memes were flying around before the Oscars even ended. Now, after the drama, there was a lot of blame being thrown at different people. Fans were divided, and there were some fans who believed that Will went too far by slapping Chris. Like this fan that said, Will Smith was wrong. Full stop. You can protect your wife against words without physically attacking a comedian. The long walk it took to get to the stage should have woken him up. Assaulting people is never ever the fix. Another fan said, Will Smith was wrong to slap Chris Rock in the face regardless of the joke Chris made. I get that he was pushed over the edge, but assaulting a fellow artist is not the best way to send a message or address such a disrespectful joke. Other fans somehow believe that Jada was to blame here and that it was her fault that the whole drama happened. This makes absolutely no sense to me, but a fan said, I know it was wrong for Will to slap Chris. Jada was the one that pushed him to do it. He was trying to make her feel protected. Anyone seeing her laugh after? What was so funny about her Will slapping Chris? Will, I love you, man, but you have to get rid. She's going to ruin you. And another fan said, Jada Pinkett is a toxic woman who has made Will Smith look like a fool for so many years. He needs to find him a better woman because she ain't it, period. On the other hand of the story, we have people that think Chris Rock was out of line with the joke he made about Jada. But like I said, Jada has been open about how self-conscious she feels about the situation. Some people felt like Chris shouldn't have made the joke. Someone tweeted, Will Smith has apologized twice and Chris Rock still hasn't apologized to Jada. And someone else said, Will Smith apologizing, but no one asking Chris Rock to apologize has the vibe of a kid who got bullied getting in trouble for hitting their bully while the bully gets off scot-free. Interestingly, not that many people seem to think that Chris was out of line. Many people seem to think that Jada should have just taken the joke in stride and laughed it off. Again, this makes no sense to me because she is allowed to feel however she feels regardless of whether or not she is a celebrity. I'm not justifying Will's actions though, because I think that violence is never the answer. I'm just saying that Jada has the right to feel bad, and people should stop trying to police other people's emotions. Now, people coming for Chris Rock on social media have pointed out that this is not the first time that he came for Jada. In fact, it's not the first time that he's come for her at the Oscars. In 2016, Jada decided to boycott the Oscars that year as a protest over the Academy's lack of inclusivity. She felt like Will had been snubbed because he had not been nominated for his role in the movie Concussion. I'm not trying to say that the nominated actors didn't deserve their nominations, because they totally did. I'm just saying that they were all white. Now, Will and Jada's feelings about the lack of inclusivity and diversity were actually pretty valid. Both Will and Jada decided not to attend that year's Oscars as a form of protest, and rightfully so. They weren't just making a statement for themselves, but for Black people in the industry. So how did Chris Rock respond to this protest? By making a joke of it and belittling Jada's efforts, of course. Take a look at this moment.
Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Now before y'all come for me in the comments saying that this is a joke and it's his job as a comedian to make jokes, well, let me tell you the joke was completely distasteful. Like, it was just not it at all. I mean, Chris Rock is a Black man himself and he should know better than most how important it is to have decisions about inclusivity and diversity in the entertainment industry. But nah, he decided to make a joke out of it and to meme Jada's activism. Also, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but there's something else I find pretty interesting about about Chris's joke. You see, Will and Jada both decided to sit out the Oscars and protest, but Chris only made fun of Jada. Seems kinda sus, doesn't it? Well, things get even more interesting at this point because it turns out that this wasn't even the first time that Chris was talking smack about Jada when it comes to her activism. Okay, so here's the tea on this. Back in 1997, Jada was one of the main organizers of a feminist march known as the 1 Million Woman March. The purpose of this march was to promote Black women in America. According to the reports, a major theme of the march was family unity and what it means to be an African American woman in America. Now, we can all agree that when it comes to it, Black women go through more than many other groups. I mean, not only do we have to deal with racism, but we also have to deal with sexism. I mean, it's very tough being a Black woman if you're gonna be real about it. Jada spoke about some facts at the rally, and it was obvious that it was something that she was passionate about.
Feel every day of your existence. Because this is an act of power, women.
So how did Chris Rock react to her activism? Well, he took his show to make fun of not only the march, but Jada specifically.
Like a million women marched to her, moving speeches from people like Maxine Waters, Winnie Mandela, and here are some inspirational words from the lovely Jada Pinkett. Everybody say hi!
To be clear, Jada was not the only speaker at the event, and I think that the fact that he had singled her out to make fun of her is just sus. Like, dude, she's trying to do something good with her fame. If you're not gonna help, at least don't try to tear her down, dang. So this weird behavior from Chris over the past 25 years explains why Will asked Chris to keep Jada's name out of his effing mouth. Chris has had Jada's name in his mouth for way too long, and he really should find someone else to make jokes about. You see, the whole thing was not exactly about the G.I. Jane joke. I mean, sure, it was what finally sent Will over the edge, but Chris has kinda had it coming for a long time if we're gonna be honest. Again, I'm not trying to defend Will Smith's actions, I'm just saying that Chris isn't entirely blameless in this entire drama. He's not the innocent comedian that everyone is making him out to be on social media. He has been coming for Jada for years, and Will finally had enough and he snapped. So if Chris has been coming for Jada for so long, we have to wonder why. Well, there are a lot of reasons that this could be. For one, fans have been speculating that he is secretly in love with Jada. You know how they say that boys bully the girls that they like? Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But Jada has been with Will since forever, and rejection gotta hurt like a mother. Also, we know that Jada has had a couple of entanglements on the side, and none of them have been with Chris Rock, well, as far as we know. So that's like a double rejection, and well, this could fly. Commenting on this, a fan said, Chris Rock been targeting Jada Pinkett Smith since the 90s because she rejected him. This is why women end up dead, because rejecting men is dangerous. Now she has to deal with this aggression towards her by tolerating it because he's using jokes as a form of humiliation. And a lot of people think that Chris Rock loves white people. He likes to tend to them, get white approval, and stuff like that. And this isn't exactly a new thing because people have been saying this about him for years. In fact, people have pointed out that he would never make a G.I. Jane joke about a white woman. So fans think Chris feels a type of way about Jada because he feels threatened by her. He feels protected because of the attention and approval that he gets from white people. But Jada is a Black woman who dares to question and challenge white supremacy, and well, this explains why he goes to a large extent to discredit her activism. If this is true, this is just weird behavior from Chris, and like Will said, he needs to keep Jada's name out of his mouth and get a life. Now, I know that Jada is kind of controversial, but at the end of the day, that's her personal business with Will, and I kind of feel like people are using that against her. I still think that Jada's relationship with Will Smith is very weird, and it seems toxic, but at the same time, I don't think that it should discredit the activism that Jada does. Her weird marriage is between her and Will, and I'm tired of people trying to use that to say that she hasn't done any activism or that Chris is right to talk smack about her activism. But honestly, the whole drama is just messy, and Chris really needs to lay off of Jada jokes because it's getting strange now. But if you want some more drama that's even messier than this one, then check out this video.